My sweet and lovely Taurus, this is your horoscope for January 2025. Welcome to 2025, to the new month, the new chapter of our life. Now, let's start with your horoscope and let's start with your ruler, Venus, planet of love and beauty and desires and passion. Now, January 3rd, Venus will move into your 11th house. 11th house is all about dreams, all about friendships. Now you will get some sort of busy enjoying with your friends and friendship circle, enjoying also social, I don't know, groups that you belong to, like attending, I don't know, can it be chess club or volleyball club, whatever, like groups of people that you belong to. Now Venus in 11th house is also about your dreams and hopes for future. Seems like you will be busy with preparing something for your future, like some beautiful projects related to beauty, like maybe fashion, I don't know, maybe drawing, art, designing something. It seems like your ruler will keep you busy from the get go, my dear Tauruses, and it will shape your hopes and dreams so beautifully to 2025. Now, it will give you actually a right start of the year. January 6th, lover of this, your ruler, Venus, Mars, planet of activities, action, our desire, will move into your third house in retrograde motion. Now, retrograde, it's very weak, it's unstable, it's not useful. When planets retrograde, they are not helpful at all. Plus, Mars is one of personal planets, meaning they affect us directly through our situations, through events, through people. We feel them the most. These personal planets, and Mars is one of them. Now, and it's slow, it's retrograde. That's how we actually welcome 2025. Since December 2024, Mars is retrograding, moving backwards, and it crawls back into your third house. Now it was retrograding your fourth house. Now, half of 2025 will make you focus. Actually, universe will make you focus on both of these areas, fourth house and third house. Now, from January until April, it will be your third house, but Mars will be slow and weak, moving, like crawling back until February 24th in your third house. And third house is all about communication, languages. If you've been learning, some of you guys might go back to start learning how to drive, for example, and extra careful actually about driving a car here because Mars is retrograding, especially buying a car. I don't advise you to buy a car when Mars is retrograding and it's in your third house. The third house is all about transportation, so, and plus short distance travels. Not a good time to buy a car. Postpone it until March, best in even April. Now, third house is about courses. You might go back to some short-term courses that you've been studying, been learning, acquiring, or like you might take back some things, or actually you might feel depression, you might feel slow in these areas. If you are studying language, sort of, and it seems like you will be doing all those things somewhere very far away, somewhere abroad, far from home, plus in solitude, alone, seems like, busy, and sort of behind the doors, no one will know about it because it's, Mars rules your 12th house, and 12th house is everything that we do in secret, everything that we do in private. Now, third house is also a house of all sorts of courses, as I said, and short-term travels, short distance travels, and you might actually go back to some places that you've been before again, and it will be under 2-3 hours, not more, by car or by plane, starting from January 6th. Third house is also about siblings. If you have them, they might visit you, they might come to visit you, or you might come to go and visit them. And in general, like if you've been long not communicating with each other, then Mars here will give you sort of communication there. Connecting again with your siblings or far relatives, let's say, or sort of your social circle, which was close before. Some friends which were close to you, and you might start again communicating with them. But those people, they are very far, seems like, from you. On January 13th, we have full moon in your same third house. Now, this part of your life will be lit in January, my dear Tauruses. And that full moons are all about conclusion, or they bring some revelations, something to light. They clarify something, things, and sometimes they bring logical conclusions to the situation that is already in your life. Nothing new with full moon usually, unless you are not noticing something which this full moon will lit up bright in your life to your shock. Why? Because Uranus will be active during this full moon. Now, Uranus is all about shocking things, events, unexpected turns of events. Now, but this time, Uranus will be making amazing sort of aspect, and it seems like it will be positive surprise. Now, full moon will conjunct also Mars, which is retrograding in your third house, and it will happen at 23 degrees, meaning those of you who are born 14th of May, plus or minus 5 days, will be affected the most by this full moon, but all of us will be. Now, always allow full moons and new moons 10 days before and 10 days after to manifest actually in your life, not necessarily exactly January 13th. Now, but January 13th this full moon will appear just in the sky. Now, it's happening in your third house, same house that I was explaining with Mars. And it seems like there will be some revelations happening, surprising to you. For example, if you went back to driving, you might be positively and shockingly surprised that you actually didn't forget how to drive and everything is good, let's say, as an example. Some of you guys, for some of you, it might be about career and job and work, because Uranus naturally rules your 10th house of career, highest house of our chart, and there might be some sort of, you might, to your own surprise, finish, like close the deal with some company, or to make some collaboration, like if you are working for yourself, or to bring some clients. Like there will be sort of surprising moment when you're gonna realize that you managed to sign this agreement or contract, managed to achieve this agreement, let's say, as an example, with other party, and that other party seems like might be located also somewhere far, not close to you. Now, third house is also house of siblings and relatives and neighbors, like our close circle, people we communicate daily, almost very close friends. Now, it might be in their life will be something shocking with a positive happening, and it will also affect you. For example, they might tell you that they are pregnant, as an example, because Uranus rules your 10th house. It might be about their social status, like, or they might getting married, or it might be news that vice versa, they're getting divorced, but then it's a happy news, seems like. So something is like there happening in those people's life, especially your siblings if you have them, that will be sort of this full moon will bring to light. The third house is also house of exams and in general courses. And if you've been thinking that you won't pass exam, seems like this full moon will help you for your own surprise actually. And you might actually pass the exam and finally acquire some sort of skill, because third house is all about skills. Now is also short distance travels, third house. Some of you guys might travel around this mid of January, and again, all of a sudden, you won't expect it somehow, but you might travel somewhere that you've been before already. Something this happening. Now Uranus will be in your first house. First house is, Uranus in first house is very strong because it gives quite a lot of sort of feelings and electricity, like electric shock sort of situation. Now, one of the biggest transits of 2025 and in January will be lunar nodes. 29th of January, they are moving, they are changing signs. They are always two and they're opposite. In more details, I spoke about them in your 2025 horoscope. If you haven't checked them, go check on my channel. And always check your rising sign. That affects the most. But sometimes it's sun sign and moon sign. So actually, you know what? Check all three and compare which one affects the most. Now, these lunar nodes, they are two. North node is moving into your 11th house. South node is moving in your 5th house. This is huge transit in astrology and of 2025. And where the nodes are, there will be eclipses. And eclipses are like rocket ships. They turn table, like they turn life upside down. They have a power to, bring you in a split second from up to down and from down to up. Like life changing, once in a lifetime situation will happen in these areas of your life. And this axis between 11 and 5th, it's all about your wishes and joy, about in general how you are joyful, how you enjoy life, your popularity, how you present yourself also. Now, I will make a whole separate video on this because this is huge, where I will speak only about these lunar nodes. So stay tuned in January, my dear Tauruses. But here I will briefly mention that with these eclipses in upcoming a year and a half, seems like you might get pregnant, or you might actually know about pregnancy, or you might start a business, or vice versa, you might close your business. And some of you guys might start working online, or remote sort of job, like in social media. Some of you guys might get popular, like crazy popular, as an example. And a lot of you guys will achieve a couple of things, because 11th house is harvesting results. Whatever you've been, doing for the last 18 years, because lunar nodes, they take 18 years to come back to the same point there where they've been. Now, for the last 18 years, what you've been doing, all those are coming as a result, as an achievement, or vice versa. It depends on your situation in life in general, and on your natal chart. Now, you might get a lot of prizes, nomination, titles, if you've been a good girl and boy, let's say. Now, 11th house is also house of friendship. Seems like you will change a lot around how your surrounding will change, like social circle will change completely to the new one. Completely different vibration people will enter your life, my dear Tauruses. Now, those eclipses will happen starting from March, but this lunar nodes, they are getting ready by already changing signs. Now, January 29th also, we have new moon. Amazing, sugar sweet new moon. Now, new moons are about new energies, something new starting in your life, in your highest house of chart. Now, this is the most happy new moon so far in 2025 for you, right from the get-go of 2025. Now, it will happen at 9 degrees, meaning those of you who are born 30th of April, plus or minus 5 days around this date, will get this sugar sweet, amazing, happy new moon. Mostly affected you guys, because Jupiter will make amazing aspect to that new moon, and Jupiter is all about happiness, abundance, luck. This is our guardian angel. It sort of gifts us all sorts of, showers us with gifts. And it will be situated in your house of earning income. Now, new moon is happening in your house of career. This is amazing new moon. Some of you guys will achieve the highest social status there, either through new position, either through new job, as an example, job offer, maybe promotion, which will give you also quite a lot of earnings. Either it could be title, prize, sort of nomination to your work done, or you might add up some titles also at your work, or like you might achieve this highest point of your career, like you might be promoted to CEO, as an example. But for some of you, it will be about social status, meaning it might be here that you will get married, or you will have a proposal here. You will be proposed, or you will propose yourself. Because Jupiter is in your second house, and it's about values. And you, as Tauruses, my dears, you value marriage, family, and this bond, and all the relationship bond, and all these things. Seems like You might actually upgrade your relationship. As an example, some of you guys might, your reputation will rise, for example, you got a new job, new position, which is with responsibilities and also reputation and money. And now all the people will respect you. They would want to talk to you, want to be around you, and in general, will admire you, because 10th house is all about that. For some of you guys, it will be, if it's not a career, if you say it's not my topic, it's not that I'm getting married, or I'm not giving birth, I'm not pregnant, whatever is that, then it might be about your father or someone who you respect and obey, like your manager. It might be their situation there, something going on in your father's life, as an example, positive, something very positive. It might be your father is adding up reputation, for example, or getting promoted. And of course, it will affect you too, money wise, right? Like your father's reputation is rising, as an example, because new moon is new energy there. It's amazing energy. Jupiter is backing up there. Now it will be like colorful one, perfect one. And it might be that your father or someone who you respect will get that highest sort of achievement there, something to achieve. Or for example, another example I can give you, it could be that you will buy, for example, a house or something which is expensive, or you will get gifted this kind of thing through inheritance, as an example. Or your investments return will be amazing, like it will double or triple, and all of a sudden you will be sort of now this respectable investor that everyone wants to know how you invest, which kind of financial instruments you invest in, all these things, so they would want to learn from you and look up to you. Actually, this kind of things might add up to your reputation and new sort of social status in a bigger society. Or it might be actually a baby, like pregnancy or giving birth around this time. Now, and lastly, January 30, we have Uranus in your house moving direct. Now, Uranus almost last year, 2025, in your sign, my dear Tauruses, before it will go forever into your second house. Now, to host Uranus in your sign, first house, was not an easy job, because at times it was shaky. Uranus is all about surprises, shocking situations, and it was always up and down, like a roller coaster, because I call this planet as a roller coaster planet. Now, Uranus, was giving you in your first house quite a bit of a transformation in terms of your social status. It was at the times low, at the times very high, so it was never stable. It was always giving you this diversity in terms of your social status. A lot of you guys might have been divorced, might have all of a sudden, or might have gotten into a relationship or got married in a shocking, I don't know, fast way. As an example, your like social status was sort of, for the last 7 years, was not stable, because that's how long Uranus takes in one sign, 7 years. And it was since 2018, 2019 in your sign, and it was sort of giving you all these kind of all of a sudden shocking moments, turning moments in your life related to your social status. Either you are employed or not, either you're married or not, or also pregnancy it could have given. But again, that pregnancy could have been a huge surprise also in general. Now, all these things in career wise too, especially your career. You might have, I don't know, in the last 7 years tried yourself in a different areas of, I don't know, professional areas, like being a hairdresser to being, I don't know, an actor, or so something which is, I don't know, a policeman, whatever is that, could have been quite a lot of diversity there, because Uranus is all about diversity, and it was giving you this kind of diversity to your career house. And mostly, guys, also about technology. New technologies were also there, present in your career, my dear Tauruses. Now, in July 2025, it will move into your second house. Then you will feel the difference. Until then, it's now getting full force because it's direct. It's stopped being weak, and now it's more powerful for the next 7 months, 6 months, first half of the year. It will give last Tauruses born like people. This season will give it surprises and shocking situations, and it will leave finally in July for the brief moment, but then it will come back uh, uh, in 2025, but 2026 it will forever leave your sign, my dear Tauruses. Now, this was your horoscope for January. As I said, always check your rising sign. That is the most influential and usually the most influential. Now, wish you amazing January. Stay tuned for the lunar nodes video. That will be a huge one. Love you all. Bye bye.